This is the Kawasaki W800 again. I've been given it whilst my BN900 is being MOT'd, and I'm going to take it for a run out down to the Lizard Peninsula, Cornwall road, see how it goes. Initial impressions are that it's tiny compared to my cruiser. The side stand is very difficult to get at, no matter how tall you are. Like the way the instruments swing round on startup, it's a sort of modern thing. Slight vibration at 3000 revs, but very tractable. Back brake felt quite spongy. Let's give it a ride and see where we go from here. So here we are at the Lizard, southernmost village in England, or Cairnrow as we are now, Cornwall. Second stage impressions of the W800. It's pleasant and easy to ride, has a nice buzz between 60 and 70, even possibly a little bit higher. Handling is neutral, front brake adequate, back brake, as already said, a bit spongy, but that's just about right for settling it through corners. Feels easy and instinctive to ride. Conclusions at the end. I'm off to do a bit of a ride by now and see if that will show us anything.
Hi, I'd just like to pass on my final reflections on the Kawasaki W800, which I road tested today at the kind convenience of Ian Bradley, one of the partners at Cornwall Kawasaki of Lana in Redruth. For those who are interested, telephone number is 01209 821115 or 821045. They also have their own website. I found the W800 to be an easy machine to ride. It felt very small at first, but I soon got used to the riding position, which was actually quite comfortable. Its braking and handling were adequate for its power and weight. Front brake wasn't too powerful, but was good enough. The back brake, although quite spongy, was also fine for just trailing around through corners. Suspension was okay. Front was responsive, the back slightly firm, but not quite as firm as my last machine, a Triumph Bonneville SE, and the steering was a little bit more planted. Finish and appearance are great. It's got lovely deep paint work, and the alloy wheels sparkle, and it generally looks the part. Performance is perfectly good for this sort of motorcycle. Happily whizzed up to 60 and 70 very quickly, and would no doubt go on to over 100 if pushed, but I was careful with the bike because it only done about 400 miles when I collected it. Well, it had done a few more by the time I let it back to its owner. Any vices? Well, it does vibrate, but then it's a parallel twin, around 50 miles an hour, 2500 revs, smoothing out as you get above 3,500. Mirrors were completely useless, but then aren't they all on most bikes? If I owned one, I'd put some bar end mirrors on. Nice detailing. Side stand was in a bit of an awkward place. All the clocks and idiot lights were easy to read and neat and in keeping with the bike. Seat was very comfortable, much more comfortable than the Triumphs. Is it a practical bike? No, probably not, because you probably wouldn't want to commute on it because it's too shiny and you'd have to be polishing it every day. Probably wouldn't make a tourer, although you could tour on it. And it's not really a cruiser, it's not laid back enough for that. It's more of a weekend out and about, you know, touring, you know, up to local bike rally, or out with your mates on the seafront at Hunstanton or wherever your local seafront is. But it left me with a big smile on my face, and if I had 2 bikes, this would be one of them. Thanks very much for watching my little compilation clips.